discuss REST controller annotation. A REST controller. It is a class level annotation, which is a combination of two annotations. One is controller and the other one is response body. Okay, this is just a definition of what a REST controller is. We will understand how exactly this REST controller annotation behaves uh, in a Spring Boot application. Now let's go to our Spring tool suite. Yeah, now this is one simple Spring Boot application. As you can see here, first app. Inside this I have a controller class called testing controller. So on top of this testing controller, I have used REST controller annotation. As you can see, I have highlighted it. Now let's go into the source code. Let's see the source code. As you can see, this is the annotation. This is the source code. Now let's see the documentation. Here you can clearly see a convenience annotation that is itself annotated with controller and response body. And moreover, you can see target element type dot type. It means it can be used only on top of a class. Other than class, it cannot be used on a method or a variable or anything else. Now let's go back to our testing controller. So here I have two request handling methods. So this is a web application. So now I want to send a request to this web application so that one of the request handling method gets invoked and I get a response from it. Okay, in order to send a request, first of all, I should run this application. Let me run this. Yeah, now it started. As soon as the application gets started in the port 8080, we can send a request from the post. Yes, our application has started. Tomcat started on port 8080. Now let's go to the Postman application. So here we are sending a request to our application. So HTTP protocol localhost, because our application is written in our local system, port 8080, default port number for Spring Boot application. This is the base URL which is there on top of our controller, and this is the URL path for a specific request handling method. Now let's send a request. Yes, we got the response from the web application. Hello from get request handling method 1. Okay, we have sent a HTTP request and we got the response via HTTP. So how we are getting this response? So REST controller is responsible. Inside this REST controller, we have response body. So response body is the main reason to send the response in the form of data. So as you can see in this get request handling method, a return hello from get request handling method. So this is what should be returned as soon as a request is sent to it. We will get this in the form of response. So response body will take care of this. Okay. Now what if I don't use this REST controller annotation? I will use only controller. I will use only controller. Yeah. So the application is still running. Now I can send a request. I'm sending again a request. Okay, I did not save it. I'm saving it again. Now the application will restart. This is because of the DevTools dependency. You can see this. I'm going to the Postman. I am sending the request. Now the request, we are sending a request. Okay, but instead of the response, we have got an error. Okay, we did not get the appropriate response from the web application. So what the error says, no resource found, exception, no static resource. My controller testing slash. So why we got this error is because we are not using response body annotation. If you don't use response body annotation and use only controller, so Spring Boot by default will look for a view file with this name, because we are returning this, right? Hello from get request handling method. Framework will look for any file in the Spring Boot application. So ultimately that view file will be written. So this is how the Spring framework behaves if we don't give response body annotation. So it is unable to look for this view file. Let's go to the static folder of the resources package. Here we have one file here called index.html, but we don't have any file with name hello from get request handling method. So that is what we got in the response actually. Yes. So no static resource, myctrl testing slash hello from get request. I am highlighting this hello from. So there is no file with this name. So that is why we are getting this error. Okay. So now if I annotate this particular request handling method with the response body, now let's see whether we get a response or not. Let's go to the Postman again, send a request. Yes, we are getting the response. So, okay, now it is confirmed that both controller and response body is needed to get a response from a request handling method. Okay, and now here we don't have a response body in the second request handling method. So let's try to send a request for this. Get to now again I'm getting no static resource error. So it is proved that we require response body in order to get a response from a request handling method. So what we are doing is we have to write at the rate response body here also. So this would be fine if we have less number of request handling methods. Suppose if we have n number of request handling methods or APIs, it would be difficult for it would be not difficult, I would say we would be repeating the same code on top of every request handling method. Instead of this, uh, we can remove this response body and directly use REST controller annotation, since it is a combination of both controller and response body. Response body. Now let's confirm it. I've used REST controller. I'm sending request to this get to. Let's see. Yes, we got the response. So I would like to summarize what I have told in this video. First, I have told about what is REST controller and how it behaves, and I have told you the difference between REST controller and controller annotation. What is the advantage of it? Thank you.